Okay, here's the last graph. For this one, we have our graph h of x. So here's where I can see what that graph is named. Is h of x continuous? Can I put my pencil on the graph and trace the whole thing without picking it up? Yes, I can. Is it 1 to 1? Does it fail or pass the horizontal line test? It is 1 to 1. So when we talk about our domain for this graph, this is where my x values start at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is included. And my x values go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Note it's got the curve. My range and interval notation, my output starts here at 0 and it goes on forever and ever. Now, this is a slow moving graph, but it still will go on forever and ever. Where is it increasing? Notice, I'll go back to my conversation with my aunt. It's increasing on that same interval. Remember, it's about the input. So it's increasing from negative 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to infinity. And the interval where it's decreasing, there is none. And the interval where it's constant, there is none. So how often does the line y is equal to 2 intersect my graph? Just one time. Because remember, I did say it was 1 to 1. All right, so we have the line y is equal to 2 intersecting just that one time because that's why it passes the horizontal line test and it's 1 to 1. All right, so for these next answers, these ones are kind of tricky. And then we had some thoughts about this because as x approaches negative infinity, guess what? It doesn't. So this answer is just not applicable because x does not approach negative infinity. X just stays right here at negative 4. Okay, as x approaches positive infinity, guess what? Then my output of my graph. Remember, this end behavior is asking you where is the graph going? Where is the output of the graph going? All right, so the next section is more function notation practice. So pause the video, try it yourself, and then come back and check. All right, so here we go. Check your answers with mine. Now remember, you're talking about all of the input-output values. So what goes in that gives me an output of 1? Negative 3. When negative 4 goes in, 0 comes out. When 5 goes in, positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 comes out. When negative 4 goes in, oh, guess what? This is an output of negative 4. Guess what? It doesn't happen. There is no point. Here we have an output of 0. That's because of an input of negative 4. How'd you do?